All right, so you know how this works.
Yeah.
Our listeners send us books.
Right.
And we do a deep dive.
That's right.
And this one's been requested quite a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Make Your Bed by Admiral McRaven.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
10 lessons to change your life.
I think a lot of people are looking to change their lives.
Well, that's what they tell me.
Haha.
So we're going to crack this thing open.
Yep.
We're going to take a look and see if we can help people out there.
Give them the info they need.
Give them the info.
Yeah.
So Make Your Bed.
By Admiral McRaven.
So this is all about, like, okay, so we all know SEAL training is supposed to be
Oh, it's intense. Yeah.
brutally hard.
Yeah.
And so the whole point of this book is to take the lessons that he learned as a SEAL
Right.
in training and then, like, on missions and stuff.
Yeah.
And then try to apply them to everyday life.
Right. And it's interesting because on the surface,
Yeah?
some of this stuff seems so simple.
Yeah.
Like really basic. But when you really think about it and the way he explains it, it really does apply to kind of all aspects of life.
Okay, so let's jump in.
Let's do it.
Lesson 1.
Okay.
Start your day with a task completed.
Okay.
Now, this one seems so simple.
It does. It really does.
But he's talking about...
He uses the example of making your bed.
Right.
Every morning in SEAL training, they had to make their beds.
Perfectly.
Perfectly.
Like military standards.
Like hospital corners, everything had to be just so...
So what's the point of that? I mean, like...
Well, I think there's a few things.
Yeah.
First of all, it's about discipline.
Right.
Like that's...
the foundation.
Right? Like, if you can't even, like, get yourself together to make your bed,
Yeah.
how are you going to, get through, like, a really tough mission or, a tough day at work or anything like that?
Right.
But I think it's also just, like, a sense of accomplishment.
Right.
You start your day, you've already achieved something, and even if, like, everything else goes wrong that day, at least you did that one thing.
Like, at least you made your bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a small win.
Yeah, small win, but sometimes, like, even just a small win can...
Yeah, it can build momentum.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like, okay, I can do this.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
I'm ready for whatever.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's like a good psychological boost right there, just from making your bed.
Absolutely.
All right, lesson 2.
Okay.
You can't go it alone.
So true.
And I think this applies to...
This applies to so many things.
To everything.
Yeah.
But in SEAL training specifically.
Well, they have this thing called swim buddies.
Yeah.
You're never alone.
Really?
Yeah, you always have someone with you.
Like literally always?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
And, it makes sense.
For safety.
For safety, yeah.
And just like in case
you need help.
You need help.
Yeah.
But it also like really emphasizes teamwork.
It does.
Yeah.
Because you're relying on that other person. And they're relying on you.
Right.
So you have to like be able to trust each other, communicate, work together.
And this is like life in general, right?
Exactly.
Like you can't
do it all yourself.
No.
You need people.
You need people.
To help you, to support you.
Yeah.
Be there for you.
Right. So having that support system is essential.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So lesson 3, only the size of your heart matters.
I love this one.
What does that even mean?
So you would think that in SEAL training, like the biggest, strongest guys would always be the best.
Right.
Like the ones who could bench press the most or whatever.
Yeah.
But McRaven says that's not always the case.
Really?
Yeah, he talks about this group of guys.
Yeah.
They were called the Munchkin Crew.
The Munchkin Crew?
Yeah, they were all like smaller than average.
Oh, wow.
But they were like super determined.
Uh-huh.
And they outperformed a lot of the bigger guys.
So it's like more about like your inner drive. Yeah.
Yeah, your heart.
Your heart.
Yeah, like
Oh.
how much you want it. Grit,
Yes.
resilience, all of that.
So it's not just about being physically strong.
No, it's about being mentally strong.
Mentally strong.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah?
That's a good one. All right, so lesson 4.
Okay.
Get over being a sugar cookie.
What?
I know, right? What is that all about?
So in SEAL training,
Yeah.
if your uniform wasn't perfect,
Uh-huh.
they would make you do this thing
Yeah.
called the sugar cookie.
And what is that?
You'd have to jump in the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah, get all
Yeah.
wet, and roll around in the sand.
So you're covered in sand.
Yeah, like a sugar cookie.
Oh, okay.
So you're just like this wet, sandy mess.
And what's the lesson there?
Well, it's about life not being fair.
Oh.
Sometimes you get punished for things that aren't even your fault.
Yeah,
Or, bad things just happen.
for no reason.
Right.
Yeah,
And you can't let it get you down.
right.
You got to just, like, brush yourself off and keep going.
Like you're covered in sand,
Yeah,
but you just got to keep going.
exactly.
Okay, so resilience.
Resilience, that's the key.
All right, makes sense.
Yeah.
So lesson 5, don't be afraid of the circus.
Oh, okay. This is another one that sounds kind of weird.
It does.
But basically, the
Yeah.
circus was this extra training
No.
that they would make you do
If you...
if you messed up.
Oh.
Yeah, if you didn't do well enough in the regular training.
So it's like a punishment?
Kinda.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
the guys who went through the circus a lot, they actually ended up being stronger.
Really?
Yeah, because they were pushing themselves harder.
So it's like that idea of like...
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah,
Or
like embracing the suck.
yeah, exactly.
If you're not challenging yourself,
Yeah,
you're not growing.
right.
So sometimes you got to seek out those challenges,
Yeah.
even if they're uncomfortable,
Okay,
because that's how you get better.
that makes sense.
All right, so lesson 6, slide down the obstacle head first.
Okay, this one's a little more specific.
Yeah.
So they had this obstacle course,
Yeah.
and one of the obstacles was this big rope slide.
Okay.
And everyone would slide down feet first,
Right.
but McRaven wanted to see if he could break the record.
So he went head first.
I did, and
Oh.
he broke the record.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the point of that story?
Well, I think it's about taking risks.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta, like, step outside of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
try something different.
Think outside the box
Exactly.
to achieve something great.
Yeah, like if you always do things the same way,
Yeah.
you're never gonna, like, really excel.
Right.
You gotta, like, push the boundaries a little bit.
Yeah.
And be willing to fail sometimes.
But sometimes those failures lead to
Huge success.
huge successes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Lesson 7. Don't back down from the sharks.
Oh, boy.
This sounds a little scary.
Yeah, so they had to do these night swims. Yeah.
In the ocean.
Okay.
And guess what? There were sharks.
No way.
Like
real sharks.
real sharks. And they were told,
Yeah.
if you see a shark,
Don't run.
don't run.
What?
Yeah, don't freak out.
That's terrifying.
I know.
Okay, but what? Because apparently if you, like, act scared,
Uh-huh.
it makes the shark more likely to attack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta, like, stand your ground.
Be confident.
Yeah. Show the shark you're not afraid,
Even if you're like,
even if you're terrified.
yeah.
And I think the lesson there is
Yeah.
about facing your fears.
Right.
Like in life,
Yeah.
there are going to be things that scare you,
Yeah.
but you can't let them control you.
Right.
You gotta, like, face them head on,
Even if it's a shark.
even if it's a shark.
Okay, wow, that's intense.
Yeah.
All right, lesson 8. Be your best in the darkest moments.
So this one's about, like, performing under pressure.
All right.
And McRaven uses the example of capturing Saddam Hussein. Yeah, like that was a high pressure situation.
Extremely like
Yeah.
life or death.
Right.
Yeah.
And the SEALs who went in there,
Yeah.
they had to be at the top of their game.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford to make any mistakes, and
Okay.
they didn't.
All right.
They got him.
So the lesson is,
The lesson is that even when things are really tough,
yeah,
you gotta, like, stay focused.
stay calm.
Yeah. Don't let your emotions get the best of you,
Right.
because that's when you make mistakes.
Yeah.
And in some situations,
Yeah.
mistakes can be deadly.
Right. So composure.
Composure is key.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So lesson 9, start singing when you're up to your neck in mud.
Okay, this one's my favorite.
Why?
Because it's just so
Weird.
weird, but awesome.
Okay, tell me about it.
So during Hell Week,
Yeah.
which is like this notoriously brutal part of SEAL training,
Yeah.
they had to spend hours
Yeah.
in these freezing cold mud flats.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
It was. And everyone was, like, exhausted and cold and miserable.
Yeah.
And morale was super low.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys, he just started singing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the mud.
In the mud.
Wow.
And then other guys started joining in.
And how did that help?
Well, it, like, boosted morale.
Really?
Yeah, it gave them something to focus on.
Other than the mud.
Yeah, other than the misery.
Yeah.
And it, like, reminded them that they were in it together.
Yeah.
That they weren't alone.
So it's like, even in the toughest times,
Yeah.
find something positive.
Yeah, find something to lift your spirits.
Yeah.
Even if it's just singing a silly song.
In the mud.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. So lesson 10.
This is the big one.
Yeah.
Don't ever, ever quit.
Now that one seems pretty straightforward,
It does.
but it's probably harder than it sounds,
Oh, yeah.
especially in SEAL training.
Yeah, they actually have a bell.
A bell.
Yeah. And if you want to quit,
They ring the bell.
you ring the bell and you're out.
Yep.
And McRaven says that the guys who make it through,
Yeah.
the ones who become SEALs,
Yeah.
They're the ones who never even considered ringing that bell.
They just never gave up.
Never gave up.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Wow.
And that's like the ultimate lesson in life. Like, if you want to achieve something,
you can't quit.
you got to keep going.
Keep going, even when
it's hard.
When you want to ring the bell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks.
10 lessons.
From a Navy SEAL.
Who's been there, done that.
Yeah.
And lived to tell the tale.
Yeah. So we've got starting your day with a completed task.
Right.
We've got knowing you can't go it alone.
Teamwork.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Important.
The size of your heart matters.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Getting over being a sugar cookie.
Life's not fair.
Yeah, life's not fair.
Just gotta roll with it.
Don't be afraid of the circus.
Embrace the challenge.
Yeah. Slide down the obstacle head first.
Take some risks.
Don't back down from the sharks.
Face your fears.
Be your best in the darkest moments.
Composure.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
Start singing when you're up to your neck in mud.
Find the positive.
Yeah.
Even when things are tough.
And don't ever, ever quit.
Never give up.
So there you go. Those are your 10 lessons.
To change your life.
To change your life.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's worth a shot.
So as you're listening to this, think about which one of those really speaks to you.
Yeah, which one resonates the most.
And think about how you can apply it to your own life.
Yeah, because that's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
Right.
Right. Yeah, so maybe make your bed tomorrow.
Maybe.
Or sing a song.
Sing a song.
In the mud.
In the mud.
Metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.
See ya.
Bye. Yeah.